Good morning, fam. So, this morning, we seen what I called Anthony going into a narcissistic rage. Excuse me. I've used this word a lot when I describe Anthony on my page, when we talk about Anthony on my page. I am convinced, based on everything that he's done, if the writers are doing what I think they're displaying a man having a narcissistic breakdown, or going into narcissistic rage. And it's real. I've been very open. I have dealt with a narcissist who wasn't my man. We were just friends with benefits. But yet and still, he was a narcissist. And I did with the emotional narcissistic abuse. He was a covert narcissist. Because he never put his hands on me or anything like that, but the mental was so strong. I've also dealt with the narcissist that I live with. Both cases never turned violent. One case almost did. Y'all, this is real. This is not a game. And I hope, we talk all the time and we say the writers have fumbled on this and the writers have fumbled on that. I hope they don't fumble on showing the stages of narcissistic abuse, because this is exactly what Anthony is doing. Y'all be out here playing with the word narcissist. Y'all be out here playing and acting like it's a joke. It's not. And I'm coming to y'all as serious as I know this morning. Narcissistic abuse, if you are not a strong woman, will break you down to your core. Will have you crying over stuff that's not your fault. Will have your self-esteem so low in the ground when you went into the situation thinking you were the one and not the two. Amber is an empath all day long. She looks for validation. She wants to make people happy. I'm going to tell you why I know that Amber is even a super empath. A super empath is stylish. A super empath has a smile that lights up the room. A super empath is always trying to people please and make other people happy. A super empath is someone who will basically put aside their wants, put aside their needs to give the person that they love what they want. That includes your friendships. That includes family, but especially your love interests or your relationships. You go give it your all until you can't give no more. You refuse to give up on people. That's why narcissists prey on super empaths. They prey on super empaths. Why do I know Amber's a super empath? And I don't know if the writer's going through this or whoever's writing this storyline has subconsciously dealt with narcissism and didn't know what it was, or was an empath and didn't know what it was. There could even be a narcissist writing the script. I don't know. But I know what I see because I lived it. And that's why I said, regardless of what we think about these scripts and the writing, and we think that it should go deeper, there are underlying messages in these skits. And I'm trying to hold back my tears as I talk about this. And I've talked about it a lot. Y'all, narcissistic abuse is something that you don't need counseling to get over. And I talked to people about it, but it took a long time by myself to realize what I was dealing with. Because people kept throwing the word out, and I was like, oh, let me see what this narcissist stuff is about. He was textbook. Y'all, narcissists do not care about anything but themselves. Oh, don't get it twisted. The flowers and the card and him standing in the doorway the way he was yesterday. A narcissist, that's called love bombing. love bombing. And Amber has been trauma bonded to him throughout it all. You can look at the videos. You can look at the tapes. Look, I'm talking about the tapes, the YouTube videos. The only way to get over a narcissist is to leave. You cannot play with a narcissist. They will break you down to the lowest common denominator. You can't play with them. For years, I went back. I was like, I can handle this. And I'm not talking about one person. I've dealt with it more than once. I just didn't know what it was the first time. The first time, it could have gotten violent. The person was in that stage that Anthony's in. But luckily, I had I had some real knucking bucks. Yeah. My brother and my family, yeah, they knucking buckles. Amen. They'll let me live my life. And my brother always told me, and he my little brother. He my little big brother, if y'all know me. He always told me, he said, Shan, don't get me in your business. Because when I come, I'm not playing and I'm not talking. When it got to the point where I called my little brother, yeah, he wasn't by himself. No, he wasn't by himself at all. He knocked on the door and it was somebody downstairs just in case things didn't go good upstairs. Amen. I ain't gonna say all what he had and what he did, but I ain't had them type of problems no more. I ain't had no more misunderstandings. He didn't have to make no more visitations. None. No. It was good from that point. The second situation didn't even get to that because it was emotional. Anthony has done everything that a narcissist does to a woman, telling her she wasn't good enough, even though we look at her and we see that she's beautiful and she has a beautiful smile and she dresses nice. She's smart, she's intelligent, but a narcissist will make you feel like you nothing. They will make you feel like you the trash of the earth. And really, they make you feel like that because it's a reflection of who they are and how they feel about themselves. They will tell you that everything that went wrong in the relationship is your fault. In Amber's case, they'll tell you that you're not a good wife. They'll tell you that you're not a good person. They'll tell you that you don't really believe in God. They will call you a whore. They will call you fake. They'll do all these things after telling you you're great and they love you and you're a wonderful person and you good and you kind. See, when the love bombing don't work, when the cards and the flowers don't work, when the kind words do not work, when the kind acts do not work, they go violent. Either violent with their hands or violent with their tongue. And for me, the tongue was worse. The emotional abuse was worse. And now, I ain't gonna say worse because ain't nobody never put their hands on me. But like I said, if I didn't have my little big brother, he just would have got this knucking bug. I mean, I'm just saying. I think he knew I was a little crazy too. After, because empaths had their breaking points too. Amber has to leave. She playing a dangerous game. She thinks that she can, okay, and she's probably gonna go tell Dave, that he put his hands on her or whatever. And maybe this is how Dan and Anthony meet. But y'all, I'm gonna post some stuff on my page. Read it, please. If you even think you might be going through narcissistic abuse, and I have other stuff on my page too. I even have a playlist. And I think I put Narc Anthony or something like that, or narcissist behavior or something like that. And I'm not talking about the real Anthony Dalton. Let me get that straight. He is just playing a character. But he playing the hell out that character. He is just playing a character. And people they, when you're a good actor or actress, you can make the audience feel whatever you need to. And I'm sure he's done research on it. I think he had to do research on it to really just learn what it is. And maybe Amber is a natural empath because she seemed like she's a sweetheart. And most empaths are. When a super empath leaves a narcissist, covert or abusive, we are seeing this played out in skits. But it is real life. It's real life, y'all. I don't think they will let Anthony go as far as to hit Amber, but he gonna come at her with every he's already come at her at every narcissistic attack. And the first thing they do is crush your character, make you feel like you are the beneath the earth. Make you feel like that you are winning a prize by being with them. Make you feel like you should be privileged. And I break it down for Skitland. Make you feel like you are privileged to live in that house. You are privileged I stayed married to you. He didn't stay married to her to, because they want to live happily ever after. He did want her to suffer. Shayla was a part of it. Shayla is B supply all day long. Amber is A supply. She's the trophy wife. She's good looking. She's smart. She's intelligent. She's a smile. Everybody likes Amber. Everybody loves Amber. And in the eyes of a narcissist, she's perfect prey. She's the blood that Tick need to suck on to survive. A narcissist is a bed bug. A narcissist is a tick, a flea, a vampire. They want to suck the life out of you. They want to suck the joy out of you. They want to make you so you are so broken that you can't even receive love from somebody else. You questioning yourself all the time. Am I beautiful? Am I the one and not the two? Am I smart? Should I just stay at home and do what he tell me to do because he's smarter than me? Should I give up my hopes, my dreams? I don't know who writing this script, but y'all, I know what I see. And if you're in this situation, please get help. I'm going to leave stuff in the comments, leave contact information. If it's just one person on the sound of my voice, if this looks anything like something you're going through in your life, get out of it. It's not a game. It's not just a skit. It's real life. And if you're going through this, it's not a game. It don't get better. Most narcissists, they say, I think it's over 80%. I don't know what the exact percentage is. I'll find it. They never get help because they don't see themselves as being wrong. They never go to a counselor because they don't see themselves as being wrong. A lot of narcissists unalive the empath, or the empath ends up in very abusive mental state. I mean, very abusive situation or a very deteriorated mental state. And again, it don't have to be your husband, your wife. It could be a narcissistic boss. There are different levels to this. And it's not a game. And it's not a word that's used lightly for somebody who's just an asshole or somebody who's just arrogant. Narcissistic abuse is real, y'all. And it will break you to your core. It's not just getting your heart broke. It's getting your spirit broke. And when they lose control, if you ever rise above it, it's a dangerous situation. their eyes turn black. And anybody who's ever experienced it, you can look it up, the black eyes of a narcissist. Their eyes will turn black with hate to the point where you don't even know who they are. It looks like a demon. That's how deep it is. And if you think you experienced it in the midst of that rage, look in their eyes. And it'll tell you everything you need to know. And I'm not lying to y'all. I experienced it. I looked in this person's eyes and it scared the hell out of me. His eyes were black. Dark black. And it scared me to the fact that I looked it up. I came home and I was like, what does it mean when a person's eyes turns black? And then it popped up narcissistic, reports of narcissistic black eyes. That's when they have lost control. That's when they will do anything to you. Like I said, sometimes they never put their hands on you. When the hate get that deep, they really want to hurt you. They want you to come back. They'll do anything for you to come back. And then they go crush you to your core. In real life, Amber needs to get out. In real life. If the skit were real life, she would need to get away from that situation because it's not going to end well. I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm going to drop some stuff on my community page. Y'all, these skits getting real. May not be as entertaining as we want all the time and flow like we want it to, but it's real. My message today is get help. Know the signs. Know who you dealing with. All right, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.